And we're back. Good to have Michael Wynne back with us once again. The Louisiana History Museum,
Yes.
of course, right down the street from us here on Washington Street. It's kind of a hidden jewel that we just want to make people aware of.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mark and Cindy, for having us on. I'm here on behalf of Dale Genius, who is the director of the museum.
Right.
Today I want to talk briefly about Bailey's Dam. Bailey's Dam during the Civil War was probably one of the greatest building achievements, engineering achievements during the entire Civil War, and it only occurred a few hundred yards from this place.
Right.
Bailey's Dam basically is during the Civil War in 1864. The war had drug on for 3 years. President Lincoln wanted
Near the end of the Red River Campaign.
During the Red River Campaign, President Lincoln wanted to secure the Red River and capture Shreveport, which was then the state capital, and keep the Texas recruits and supplies out. Well, he sent gunboats, 16 gunboats and 25 ships up the river, and they got as far as Mansfield and Pleasant Hill, and the Yankees lost. They lost decisively, and Confederate General Richard Taylor chased them down the river. Now, before the Overton Lock and Dam system, which was built in the 1980s, the river used to go down very low. And this was one of the low periods, and the river was down to 3 feet in Alexandria.
3 feet?
You could walk across the river, it only
Wow.
reached your knees. And the boats were all trapped, and they were being attacked by the Confederates. So they assigned Colonel Joseph Bailey to build a dam across the river in a week.
In a week?
In a week. 3,000 Union soldiers. On the Pineville side, there was virtually no buildings at all. So they cut down an entire forest. 24 hours a day they were cutting. On the Alexandria side, there were buildings. They tore down every mill, every barn, many houses. Pineville side, they laid logs down, which is shown in this picture from the Pineville side. And as the water came up, it actually made the lock and dam stronger. But on the Alexandria side, they were able to build cribs, wooden cribs, which they filled with rock and stone and mud.
How interesting.
And I brought today one of the boards that were pulled from 1984 from the Bailey's Dam from the Alexandria side. This is 100, yes.
Piece of Bailey's Dam.
152 years old, if my math is correct. This was salvaged in 1984 with the original handmade square nails in it. And this is one of the many exhibits on display at the Louisiana History Museum. By the way, the Bailey's Dam was a tremendous success. It was built coming from both sides of the river, left a gap in the middle. But even with as much as the water was raised, the gunboats had to race down the river and jump the dam, scraping the bottom. And the largest number of people in all of central Louisiana was gathered. Tens of thousands of people were gathered on the shore watching this amazing event, even more than the dragon boat races.
It was a real spectacle,
It was
obviously.
really a spectacle.
Yeah.
The museum is open by appointment. You can come by to call or set up an appointment with the genealogical library, which is listed in the phone book. By the way, we have the second best genealogical library in all the state of Louisiana. I'm also available to speak before community groups, student groups. Our museum is a hidden gem, and I thank you for mentioning that. It's a great location. It's a great museum, and we should be all very proud of it. Dale Genius has contributed so much to it. And mentioned about Bailey's Dam, one last thing. I know Henry Robertson's already been on. He speaks tonight at 5:30 at Kent House on his new book. And we invite, Kent House invites everybody to come and hear the talk. It's going to be a great night tonight.
On the Red River Campaign, I'm sure he'll talk about Bailey's Dam.
And Bailey's Dam. One last thing, next month it's going to be a great, I'm going to talk about Louisiana politics and Huey Long next month.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Thank you so much for sharing with us about Bailey's Dam today.
And thank you for inviting me.
We'll wrap things up.